as the Yanks would say, our Johnny Tapp is on a roll. Hey, tipping winners out of his head on the Channel 9 Sydney News on Friday nights, and that good mare of yours is still winning for you too.
Yeah, Kentucky Bird. Well, she's not really mine, Mike. She's owned by Malcolm Keogh out at Grenfell in the midwest of the state. She's on lease to 8 people, including well-known media personalities such as Gary O'Callaghan and Ray Hadley and Mick Kokas from Sportsman, and boy, do they love her.
Yeah, I bet they do. What's her record now? Well, since she's come back, she's undefeated.
Well, she's won 5 since she came back after her breakdown late last year, and so far so good. The troublesome knee is holding up to rigorous training and rigorous racing, and we're just hoping and praying that she can race on a bit more yet.
All right, before we get to the gallopers, let's go to Harold Park in Sydney on Friday night, the Duchess Mobile Sprint. Got a great double for you with that top mare, Kentucky Bird, driven by the master reinsman, J Tapp.
And in front now it's Batdell. Off the track, 3 wide. Coming into it is Kentucky Bird with Tanya Cabello, Robin Linda. And behind those, very confident. Just over 200 a run. It's Batdell. A length and a half or so to Tanya Cabello. 3 wide is Kentucky Bird and Robin Linda behind the leader. Followed then by Very Confident. They're in the straight. It's Batdell in front. Down the outside, knuckling down to a task is Kentucky Bird. Kentucky Bird out after Batdell. Kentucky Bird's got to the lead. Kentucky Bird comes away. What a performance. Kentucky Bird beats Batdell. Very tight for third, Very Confident, or Tanya Cabello from Robin Linda. The next one, My Lady Kate.
On a muddy Friday night in Sydney, a mare with plenty of heart there, John.
Yeah, Mike, she has got plenty of that. Great speed and a lot of heart when it counts in the last bit. You know, next Friday night there's a race called the Media Guild Cup at Harold Park, and because of the media connections with her lessee owners, I'd love her to run in it. I'm just a little dubious as to whether or not she's seasoned enough against those top horses. We're going to make a decision on Tuesday at acceptance time, but I don't know. It's a big responsibility and a big worry, but I think she deserves a crack at it.
Good luck with that.
OK, mate. At Rosehill yesterday, the bookmakers, I can tell you, went home in Rolls Royces. The punters went home in side valve Morris Minors. There were 2 winners at 66 to 1, a couple of others at 10 to 1, and boy, they were coming in without names. The main race was the Weight for Age Hill Stakes, a time-tested Weight for Age event, and an ugly-looking New Zealander by the name of Greatness got there by a whisker over a gutsy 3-year-old called Drawn from the Les Bridge stable. You guessed it, the horse with the big wide blaze is the old Bathurst Bulldog himself, Rising Prince, and he turned for home in front of Greatness, ridden by top New Zealand jockey Earl Harrison, and that's Greatness in the red with the white armbands going up to old Prince. Now, what's little Drawn on the outside? Only a 3-year-old. What's the way he tries? Look at his head and neck stretched right out. You don't see horses try as hard as that generally. He knuckles down to his work. Bruce Compton lifts the hide off him with the whip in the last 50 metres, and inch by inch, Drawn pegs back the leader. It's Greatness and Drawn to the line together in the 1985 Hill Stakes, and Greatness lasted to win in a tricky photo finish starting at 2 to 1. Well, little Neil Payne, an underrated jockey who won the Silver Slipper last year, you'll remember, on Kisses for Kathy, came out to win the T-Rose Stakes yesterday on Shinnakima, which led all the way and ran 'em ragged. Dance Hall Girl is in 2nd place, Princess Crony running 3rd with the white blaze but starting to struggle, and then Fleet Endeavour, Bluegrass Dancer getting up on the rails with the red cap, and further out the favourite Shank Hill Lass and Heat of the Moment. Payne pulls the whip on Shinnakima, the bookies get to their feet as one. Dance Hall Girl inch by inch is wearing her down. Look at Bluegrass Dancer rattling home into 3rd place, but Neil Payne says go girl, and Shinnakima goes on to win the T-Rose Stakes, and she's trained by Frank Lewis, the man who won the Melbourne Cup in 1961 with Lord Fury. Shinnakima, the winner of the T-Rose Stakes for Neil Payne. Now, the Sir Dapper Stakes was race 7 for the 3-year-olds, and the brilliant New Zealand rider Shane Dye, who we'll be featuring, by the way, next Sunday on this program, rode a horse called Travel Light, which again gave the bookies great glee. He's absolute last at the moment, or near enough to it, on the right-hand side of your screen, starting his run. He's got a white breastplate and a red cap, 66 to 1, thank you. Now, Jim Cassidy looked home here on Slave Trade, getting up on the outside of them and running on strongly as Ras Flyer, but Travel Light is coming right down the middle of the track. That's Mighty Tower poking through in the middle in the green with the white cap, but Travel Light at 66 to 1, friendless, unwanted and despised, has raced away in the last bit to score brilliantly over Mighty Tower with Slave Trade in 3rd place, and they were the highlights yesterday, with the exception of Double Dandy, of course, who scored a brilliant win in the Shannon Quality, and he rates in my book as one of the most improved horses in the state of New South Wales. Now we're going to Victoria Park. That's the track with the longest straight in Australia. It looks like Heartbreak Highway when you turn for home, particularly if you're on a weak one. The race is the Escort Cup, and our commentator, of course, is genial and mercurial Ron Paps.
Just in behind them, Brahms Lullaby. Splendid Melody has run a bold race to this point as they swing for home. Final Charge close handy to those. They were followed further back in the field behind them by Legal Prospect, Ace Fighter, Orient Express, Arctic Wolf back midfield, and back to the tail is Fido R. At the 400-metre mark now, Go Robbo goes up with Final Child, and they grab this leader, change the tune. Clear of Brahms Lullaby, followed by Arctic Wolf, who's being hampered a little by Legal Prospect. Final Child on the outside, put the nose in front of Go Robbo. At the 200-metre mark, Final Child kept us waiting. She delayed the start a little bit, but she's not going to delay the finish. She's starting to string away from them now, Final Child. And Final Child will pick up the Escort Cup, wins it by 2.5. Second, Go Robbo. Third, Legal Prospect, a top run again. Arctic Wolf was fourth, Feeder R.
And that'll be the last meeting at Victoria Park until after the Australian Grand Prix in Adelaide come November. Part of the track, of course, runs across Victoria Park. Let's go to Melbourne, the Verve Clico Classic, and watch the way this comes home, Canny Lass.
From Canny Lass, and then Dataism struggling from Follow Me Through, and here's Twirl pulled out from a mile back. Stockwell Lass led into the straight by a length from Tristabel, Beach Gown and Canny Lass all coming at it well clear of Dataism and Twirl. It's Canny Lass on the outside, sprinting to the lead, 100 out, and Canny Lass is coming away in the run home. Canny Lass wins 2.5 lengths. Rebecca Gay is flying and might have got up for second. Beach Gown, the other one in the photo, for third.
Commentator Bill Collins, a great run by the second mare, Rebecca Gay. Now we go to the Fian Stakes, and King Delamere put his mind on the job yesterday.
Rising at the 400, they made the turn together. Fine Offer's going better. King Delamere about to come out after the leader now, and they're well clear of Eastern Temple and then Fox Seal. In the straight, Fine Offer shot well clear of King Delamere out after it, and then Phoenix rising from Eastern Temple and Fox Seal. It's Fine Offer in front. King Delamere's wearing it down and going home better, and King Delamere took the lead near the line and wins it a length and a half to Fine Offer. Fox Seal got up for third.
Gary Willits rode the winner, King Delamere, and Gary's one of many New Zealand jockeys to do well in Australia. None better than young Shane Dye, Mike, and we'll meet him next Sunday. He's a lovely kid.
All right, Johnny, look forward to that. They're certainly ripping us apart. The Kiwis, what were their horses? Now they're jockeys?
Yeah.
They've got the lot.
Leaving us standing in our underpants.
Okay.
See you later.
See you next Sunday. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with all the big footy.